Yo, welcome back to the channel. So what we're going to be going over today is a new series I'm going to be doing called Battlegrounds, Stats and Strats. So as you can probably tell in the title, it's focused on Battlegrounds, and it's going to be going over strategies for the previous season, just going over my thoughts in terms of my bans and things like that, and attackers in the season. And more importantly, there's the stats for it as well. So I'm going to be going over like win ratio, loss ratio, potential like forfeits, hackers, that kind of stuff. But also mainly going over my bans for the season and opponents' bans for the season as well. So I give my thoughts into those, my reasons for sort of my bans based on the meta, and hopefully a bit of insights to why I think people are banning my champs as well. So let's go into it. So first of all, we'll go through the Victory Track season here. So again, not too much going on in Victory Track, to be honest, mainly other than the decay attacker buff. So again, we've gone through it all, so I won't explain it in too much detail, but again, decay attackers, same as the Alliance War seasons at the moment. Immune to placebo buffs, and then we've got the Stevia pill making contact, because 100% chance to grant the attacker a placebo buff. Obviously this will feed Mr. Dispersion and so on and so forth, but if you use the decay champs or champs which are immune to buffs, then you're cool. So this meta wasn't too much going on for it, in terms of my thinking regarding bans and stuff like that. My bans were very consistent, which you'll see in a second. So we go over first and foremost just the win-loss ratio. So as you can see here, we did a total of I think it was 34 matches in Victory Track, 127, 79.4%. We lost 6 and we had 1 forfeit as well. So again, pretty good ratio there, not gonna lie, pretty happy with that. Again, kind of breezed through Victory Track. So you know, that was quite nice, you know, because sometimes you can get stuck in those metas, you know, in certain brackets and stuff like that, but it wasn't too bad at all. So my bans, these are pretty consistent really. So top ban 25 out of the 34 times was Torch. Again, just nukes the Mystics, pretty straightforward. Second was AA, again, decent attacker for pretty much most metas really, especially the sort of vanilla ones like this one. So I took him out as well, and then after that was Herc. So many people had ascended Herc, so it just kind of made sense just to take him out, because again, you know, nukes down quite a lot quite easily. And banning those three, obviously it tended to, you know, it did work pretty well for me. Other sort of common bans, Nick Fury and Yatuma, again, depending on the size of them, that's why I kind of banned them as well. If I rank 4s, I don't tend to worry too much. But again, Nicks, I'll ban those because again, a lot of the time you're trying to run science attackers. So again, banning decent skill defenders is, you know, quite standard. Future Ant-Man, a few bans there for him. I just don't like fighting him. Killmonger, again, skilled defender. Again, a lot of people getting sort of duped 7 stars now, so it can be a bit of a pain. And then just one-time ban all these. So again, Doom, Goody 29, Spot, Photon, Black Cat, Adam Warlock, Domino, CGR, Sassy, Shuri, Iron Doom, Wong, Mangog. I had a ascended 5-star Magic. I just couldn't bother to deal with that. Jugs, Quicksilver, and then one of them was missing info. So for some reason, it didn't say the info on my phone when I did screenshots sort of later on. So a bit random there. So again, that's my ban. Very consistent. Just taking up the nukes basically, and going from there. So bans on their part. So these are my champs that they've banned. So biggest ban was Kindred. In this meta, I can see why it's a bit of a pain on defense. And again, in Victory Track, you don't tend to get the bigger accounts. So a lot of people don't understand how to fight Kindred. But obviously it was pretty easy to take down with using a decay champ, especially a science one. Next was Viv Vision and Abs. Again, Viv was recently ascended, so she was kind of like top of my pile. So I guess a lot of people see that and didn't want to deal with it. Asman, again, a lot of people are probably taking him out just for well, a bit of both really. I suppose a bit of attacking and defending purposes. Can still be quite a tricky defender if you haven't got a proper counter trying to deal with a regen. And the next bands of mine were Hulk and Hulkling. Again, Hulk mine is 7-star rank 2, so again he puts in a lot of work on attack. So again, you know, people banning him for that sort of reason. I'd imagine again he's a decay attacker, so again makes sense too. And again, Hulkling, he's rank 5, so again he, you know, puts in a lot of work both on attack and defense, so it makes sense to ban him too. Next, Kate Bishop, she's rank 5. She not ascended. She is now at the time of recording this video, but wasn't ascended at the time. But again, decay attacker, nukes down stuff pretty quick, and yeah, decent ban on their part. Titania, she's 7-star rank 1, rank 2 now. Well, I think I ranked 2 her, I think, towards the end of week 4 in Gladiator Circuit, so rank 2 did get a little bit used, but she got banned pretty much every time. Korg and AA, again, if I didn't ban AA, they would all, sometimes we both ban AA, that's fine. Korg, mine 6-star rank 4, Sig 180, so again, pretty decent defender. Mephisto, again, people don't want to deal with that. Scorpion and Danny Moonstar. Danny gets the odd ban here and there. I don't tend to use it too much. But whenever there's Nick Fury's on defense or Kingpin, she can come in pretty handy. Morbius, Sassy, Bishop, Morton, Tigra. A couple of bans there. And then Kingpin, Cassie, Toad, Rincher, Nimrod, Silk, and Valkyrie and Herc. So that rounds up the victory trap matter really. So next, gone to Gladiator Circuits. So this is the first meta here, which is again Decay, but had the Sugar Pill 3, which again slightly different to the Stevia one. So it's the one where when a buff expires, it's a chance to get unstoppable. So this one was quite important. So this is a lot different to the Stevia Pill one, because with that one, obviously, if you haven't got a slow on them, then they're going to go and, you know, well, yeah, they're going to go unstoppable with a decent chance. So again, this is where the decay attackers really come into play. And they got Pro in the Week, again, a little bit of power gain here, nothing too much, but it can be a bit of a pain if you don't keep an eye on it. And then a Staggering Beauty. I mean, to be honest, this was just free regen in general, especially if you're using a decay attacker or again a buff immune attacker. Again, like Spidey 29, sorry, Spidey 2099, Titania, Cassie, and so on and so forth. But in general, most fights you tend to look quite sort of healthy anyway. So I did a decent amount of action here. So again, 23 wins and 11 losses. Not too bad at all, really. Again, pretty happy with that. Winning 2, losing 1, pretty much slightly better average than that. So yeah, can't really complain about that. So that's pretty decent. So my bands, again, a bit more varied here. But Future Man was the biggest band of mine. Again, just not a fan of 5M. I haven't got my ranked up, so I don't keep him in my deck. He's only ranked 3 and Awakened. I just banned him because I don't like fighting him, basically. So next was AA. Again, trying to ban the nukes. AA works fine in this matter as well. Again, shutting most people down. Quicksilver, I'd probably say the reason for that was for their attacking purposes, just trying to knock out some of the decay attackers, depending on how highly they're ranked. Again, if I'm banning Quicksilver, they're probably rank 5, so I must have come across quite a few of them. I wouldn't really normally ban rank 4s. So next, Herc, again, you know, quite standard here. Void, very good defender, very good attacker as well, especially now people get 7-star ones from the Loyalty Crystal. Doom, to be honest, Doom isn't too bad really. I'm not too sure why I banned them. Maybe there's a few ascended versions, I can't remember. Kingpin, again, big Kingpins don't tend to keep around either. And Spider Pig, again, very good attacker. A lot of people really getting on the Spider Pig train at the moment, so that's another decent ban. Torch, again, you know, very, you know, similar reasons to the first meta, just getting rid of him. So I was running quite a heavy Mystic deck, so that was why. Missing info on there, that's fine. A couple of Nick Furies, a couple of Photons, Domino and Stealthy, and then lastly we've got the Havoc, Starkey, Cersei, Sassy, Kate, Hulkling, Blade, Iceman, Asman, Tigra, Shuri, Atuma, Nova, and Mantis. So that rounds up my bans for Gladiator Circuit weeks 1 and 2. So opponents bans of mine, again, Kindred was our biggest ban. Again, same reasons as the previous meta really, but again, a lot of people obviously clearly don't like fighting him, but I wasn't banning him at all, I don't think, because again, if you've got a Decay attacker, then you don't take notice of degen damage, and I think a lot of people didn't realise that, so maybe that's why it's quite high up on the ban list. Viv Vision again, I guess a lot of people just don't want to deal with Viv, because again, they're either unsure, can't dex the SP1, which can be quite difficult, especially if it's unblockable. So again, she got a lot of bans, so that's fine. Again, Hulk, again, Decay attacker, again, he's rank 2, puts in a lot of work, so obvious ban there. And next, Titania, Silk, and Kate. Silk's rank 4, 6 star. Again, Titania was rank 1 at the time, 7 star, and Kate's rank 5. Again, very good Decay attackers, so it makes sense to ban those. Bishop and AA, again, taking out AA makes sense. My Bishop was 7 star, rank 1. I did rank 2 him. I can't remember if it was in weeks 1 and 2. I think it may have been week 3, but he got taken up to rank 2. So again, that's an obvious ban. Scorpion, again, a lot of people run a Mystic deck, so banning Scorpion makes sense. Korg, again, obvious reasons for defense. A few bans for Sassy, Absman, Spider-Gwen, and Danny. A couple of bans for Morbius, and then last ones for Hulkling Toad, Nova, Mephisto, Ebony Maw, Valkyrie, and Cassie. So that rounds up the first 2 weeks of Gladiator Circuit. So Gladiator Circuit weeks 3 and 4. This was the slightly trickier one, depending on, how you looked at it. So again, same decay, same sugar pill, but just another hazard shift, bleed, and shock. So again, hazard shift's fairly obvious. If you have a decay attacker, you don't take no damage as long as you've got some debuffs on the defender. Again, wasn't much of an issue really getting around that as long as you had the right champs. But again, in a pinch, it can be quite difficult. And then the kind of good defense node as well. That was just mainly to help the decay attackers if it wasn't a sugar pill defender, just to get some debuffs on there and so on and so forth. So again, very decent win ratio here as well. So 70%. Again, very very happy with that. Again, as I was climbing up the rankings in Gladiator Circuit, I ended up getting to Mysterium 1, which is the highest I've ever been. I think it's on 410 points. I did drop a little bit towards the end. I had a bit of a bad run on the last, I think day before last, before I finished. I decided to quit while I was ahead. I think I finished on 382 points, which is Mysterium 2. Yeah, 10 losses, again, that's fine. And then one of them I had a hacker, very, very blatant. I think he took down my Ebony Maw, my 7-star Ebony Maw with a Black Widow Deadly Origin in like 29 seconds, took no damage. I was just like, no mate, that's dodgy as hell. So he got reported. Whether anything happens about that, I doubt it, but we'll see. But yeah, one hacker, that was unfortunate. That was on the second to last day, so that was part of what got me in my sort of like bad streak. I think I lost 2 to start with, and then I had the hacker as a third, and then 1-2, lost another one, and I was just playing terribly as well, so I just gave up. So but yeah, had a hacker in there as well, so honourable mention to you, you prick. So my ban, so Photon was biggest ban. Still don't know how to fight her properly. So, and again, as I was getting up the rank in the Gladiator Circuit, so many people had Photon, so I was just didn't want to deal with that. So that's an obvious ban for me. Next one again, Future Ant-Man again, didn't really like fighting him, so just banned him, made it easier. Ghost, big ban there as well, to be fair. Main reason was mine's only rank 3. And she wasn't in my deck, and again with the hazard shift meta, she just tends to be a lot of people's go-tos, so just banned her just as a nuke. Next one was Kingpin. Again, hazard shift meta is very very good. Again, shrugging all the debuffs. Again, just gets some obviously mad attacks, so that was an obvious ban there. Void, again, very good defender, very good attacker, because with the decay champs you can't get around his damage. Again, when I see people with either big rank 4s or 7 stars, they was getting banned. Quicksilver, again, just banning the big Quicksilvers. Shuris, again, a few people had like rank 2 Shuri. If it's a rank 2 7-star Shuri, it was on the ban list. So I had that there. Herc again, I don't know how Herc was getting around this meta so easy, but people were finishing 100% health with Herc so often in Hazard Shift, it just seems nonsense. I think the nodes were bugged or they weren't doing the correct damage. Again, Domino, not many counters in his meta, a bit slower than Nimrod and stuff. And then yeah, Weapon X again. When it's Hazard Shift, it can be a bit tricky dealing with that guy. I banned a few of those too. A couple of bans for Nick and Morbius and Zemo. Again, Zemo's a bit of a pain depending on who you was using. A couple of bans of Silk, Pig and Gallon. And then last ones here, just single ones for who's there? Doom, Warlock, Spider-Gwen, Killmonger, Absman, Stark Spidey, Titania. If I'd have banned on Titania, it would have been a rank 2 duped or something. Cersei, Tuma, Adam Warlock, Stealthy, and CGR. So that goes through my bans really. And then lastly, opponents bans. So my Hulk was banned the most. Again, one of the best attackers in the K meta. So again, he's 7-star rank 2, makes sense. Next on again, Viv Vision. Very, very good amount of bans for Viv. So that's fine. Again, she wasn't perfect for attack because again, in the shock phase, she'd take the damage, so she was kind of good. But I didn't use it too much on offense anyway. But she was just handy to have in defense from time to time. Kate again, rank 5, was putting a lot of work on attacks. Again, she was banned a lot. Titania, again at this point she was rank 2, I think, for maybe the last week or so. So again, makes sense to ban her. As you can see, those 4 took up most of my bans throughout the last couple of weeks. Toad had quite a lot of bans actually. Again, can be tricky on defense if you haven't got the right champ. Hulkling, Absman and Bishop. Again, Absman was very, very good on attack as well because obviously Shock and Beater Moon in his Uru form. Hulkling, great attacker as well, because in the first phase just go ham with the shocks and build up more of his charges. And again, Bishop was ranked 2 this time as well, I think. So again, explains why he was banned. Not so many Kindred bans this time around. Again, a lot of people higher up know that Kindred not necessarily an issue, so people tend to not ban him as much. Scorpion got a couple of bans, so there's Spider-Gwen. Couple of bans to Valkyrie, Quicksilver, Cassie, Korg and Crossbones. Crossbones was actually one of my MVPs on defense. What I would do is I tried to save him for round 3 if I needed him. And if people only had like decay attackers, especially science ones, then they were just useless against Crossbones because you couldn't really, again, apply the debuff to him, so you just keep shrugging them off so they can negate the damage. So he actually won me a couple of rounds in round 3, so he was actually pretty good. Not bad on attack as well. Mine's rank 4, 600, so again, he should shrug off most debuffs, but you know how the RNG works in this game, that never ever happens. And then a couple of bans, single bans for Mephisto, Silk, Kingpin, Herc and Sassy. So that kind of rounds up everything really, but my tactics were, again, in the victory track, it was just kind of just ban Torch, ban AA, ban Herc, and just get through it. Wasn't too bad. In the first couple of weeks here, again, it was mainly using the decay champs, and then placing the sugar pill defenders. That was the kind of go-to tactic really, but it just depended on people's decks and what they had. So if they had a very decay attacker heavy deck, I wouldn't ban them. It was just pointless. So what I would then do is I would ban their better attackers based on me placing defenders who weren't sugar pill. So again, if I where's my bans here? So that's what people ban in mine. What was I banning theirs? So again, future Ant-Man, again, decent defense. Again, I was banning their AAs. Again, I was banning Quicksilvers. Kingpins, again, Torch still as well. But I was tending to ban their counters for my defenders that weren't sugar pill, if that makes sense. So, and then I'll be placing them, again, they'll be picking their decay attackers thinking, I'm going to be fine, and I'll be putting down different defenders that they wouldn't necessarily counter. So that was kind of my plan. through all of our Gladiator circuit, to be honest. And again, you do catch quite a few people out that way as well. So again, other than banning Photon because I can't be bothered to deal with it in future Ant-Man. Again, that's why I was banning Ghost, because if I wasn't, even if I was placing Sugar Pill Defenders, Ghost would still get around a lot of that very quickly anyway. But if I was placing like regular defenders where Sugar Pill, wasn't in play, then again Ghost would nuke most of it anyway. So that's why I was tending to ban her. Again, Kingpin the same reason, depending on the defenders. Again, he just nuke through anything. So yeah, that's my kind of like strategy really. Again, depending on the deck. So my deck had a bit of both. I had quite a few of the decay attackers. I had most of them, to be fair. What ones did I have? So again, I had Hulk, Kate, Titania. Aslan was great for it as well. Spider-Gwen, again, pretty decent. I got a 7-star dupe, so she was pretty great as well. Valkyrie, again, gets around unstoppable. Quicksilver, Cassie, Silk. Yeah, so again, I have most of the decent decay attackers. And again, what was they banning? So there wasn't banning too many of mine, but again, I had the main ones. I had like Kindred. Who else did I have? Again, Mephisto wasn't a Sugar Pill defender, but again, still a pain. Sassy as well. I can't remember my deck, to be honest. In fact, hold on. Let me just. Right. Oh, that's fine. Keep me there. Yeah, because Battlegrounds seems to back up now, so I'll show you my. Yeah, cool. See, I'll show you my deck. So, what did I have? So again, Science Champs again. I am Morbius as well. Had him too. Skill Champs with those ones there. Mutants. Storm as well. I was actually pretty good for the last meta with the Shock and Bleed phase. She was great for that too. Not many cosmics going around. Again, Tex. Again, they were mainly just sort of dominate counters and stuff like that. But yeah, with the Mystics, I had Tiger in my deck. I don't know why. Because she was terrible on attack. I should have took her out really. So I had Kindred, Sassy, 7-star Duke, Dragon Man, Moore, and Rintra. So those are the main defenders that I had last time around. I need to change my deck up for this one. But yeah, so that basically explains again what was going on through the season in terms of my thoughts with the attack strategies, defensive ones too. But again, it's going through the strats of bans for my side, for the opponent's side, and also win-loss ratio as well. I think it's kind of good to keep track of this kind of stuff. Just going through the season. Just gives you a good idea if you're, doing the right things, that kind of stuff as well. But it's good to keep track of it. So something I'm going to be doing every season. So there'll be a next one, obviously after next season's finished. I'm not too sure where we're going to be pushing through this season. Hopefully I have a bit more time to do as much grinding as possible with Necropolis out. I've done one path, and ideally I want to get it all done next week if I can. But we'll see how that goes, and then maybe push on at the end of the season of Battlegrounds. But yeah, thanks again for watching the video. If it's something that's going to be interesting to your alliance mates, if you do catch this video, then share it around. That'd be great. Like, subscribe, all that kind of stuff as well. That'd be really appreciated. Just trying to get the channel off the ground. But yeah, thanks for watching, and yeah, until next time. Thanks.